Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paschat Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare भूतैर्महद्भिर्यैमा पुरो विभु निर्मायश्येते यदमुषु पूरुषा भुङ्क्ते गुणान् षोडशात्मका स्थूलङ्कृशिष्ट भगवान् वचांसि मे श्रीकृष्ण शरणागतं कथा अमृतं सतत पिबतं भक्तिवेदान्तमार्गपन्थनम् सर्वलोक ऋषिदेव जन्न प्रसन्नम सर्वलोक ऋषिदेव जन्न प्रसन्नम. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to our morning Srimad Bhagavatam study session on this most auspicious day, the feast day of the month of Karthika, the month of Srimati Radharani, when she becomes very pleased when we worship Lord Krishna, and she bestows devotional service onto Lord Krishna. When we try to please her by glorifying Krishna, by worshipping Krishna, by discussing the pastimes of Krishna, especially in this month. So in yesterday's class, as His Grace Sakirai Prabhu was mentioning from the second canto, second chapter, verse number 33, that after elaborately describing Shukdev Goswami tells about the Virata Rupa in the first chapter, and of course the Lord in the heart in the second chapter. But in text number 33, as he's concluding this second chapter, he says that for those who are wandering in this material universe, there is no more auspicious means of deliverance than what is aimed at in the direct devotional service of Lord Krishna. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yogo Yato Bhave. Bhakti Yogo, direct devotional service, Yata, wherein Bhave may result in. So what auspicious note to start this month in, because the devotional activities in this month we do is directly connected with the Supreme Personality of Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, an act of devotion, it is very well mentioned that devotional service, bhakti, prem me seva to Lord Shri Krishna is stronger than Krishna. Why? Because it binds Krishna. Krishna cannot help but be bound by the love of the devotee. And therefore, devotional service is most auspicious. Devotional service destroys all our sinful proclivities and sins. Of course, this is a mere byproduct of pure devotional service to Lord Shri Krishna. And as we discuss the pastimes from the 10th canto, 9th chapter, Mother Yaśodā Binds Lord Kṛṣṇa, we will see how there is nothing in these pastimes except pure devotional service. And in the 10th chapter, which follows Mother Yaśodā after she has bound Krishna, how Krishna is so merciful for the fallen conditioned souls like us. So this month of Karthik is the most auspicious month of the year. And of course, we all know that the importance of a Deepadan in this month is there, that before a flame that is offered to this form of Yaśodā Damodara, where Mother Yaśodā through Damna, rope, is binding Krishna through his belly, Udara. Therefore, the Lord's name becomes Damodara. And when we offer the ghee lamp to this form of the Lord, then we make immense progress in devotional service. And millions of lifetimes of our sins, as per scriptures, they are destroyed. In Puranas, there is a pastime in an ancient Vishnu temple where when the lights were off and it was pitch dark. There was a ghee lamp. The ghee was overflowing almost, and therefore there was not enough oxygen to have the flame from the wick coming. Nonetheless, it was alight, and a mouse came to feed on that ghee, and its mouth became smeared with ghee. And when it tried to eat the ghee, the wick got quite a bit of oxygen because the ghee was removed, and the whiskers of this mouse caught fire. And after pain and agony, she was running from one side of the temple to another. And Lord Vishnu, standing on the altar, he thought and remarked, "Oh, how wonderful my devotee is. She is not only offering me deeper, but she is dancing as well." And the Puranas say that she quit her body like this. And in her next life, she was born as a princess in the house of an emperor, palace of an emperor. And from a very tender age, young age, she was very much inclined to offer deeper to the form of Lord Krishna. And she attained perfection simply by doing this. Devotional service is very, very simple. We don't have to complicate it. As yesterday His Grace Sakirai Prabhuji mentioned, there are 5 main limbs of devotional service. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtana, Srimad Bhagavata Shravana, Shri Archamurti Sevaya, and Mathuravas. So association of devotees. And daily we have an opportunity to associate with each other through the Srimad Bhagavatam forum. Nam Kirtana, chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Especially in this month, we should focus and be absorbed in chanting our Mahamantra very, very nicely, attentively, with care and attention. And we should introspect how far I have progressed. Am I doing my chanting just ritualistically, or I'm putting the spirit of my emotions, my love, and everything I have, I'm investing in that chanting, and I'm hearing properly this chanting, and I'm doing it for the pleasure of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who becomes pleased when someone chants Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam Sevaya. Am I absorbing myself in these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, which brings out the nectar through which Krishna himself is wandering, and he enters our hearts, pravishtaha karnarandhrena, through the ears, and he sits on the lotus of our hearts, swanam bhava suroruham, and sitting in the lotus of our hearts, dhunoti shamanam Krishna, Krishna cleanses our hearts. Salilasya yathasharat, how the autumnal rains in Sharad Ritu make everything nice, clean, and green. Similarly, our hearts become nice, clean, and green when we give our ears to attentive hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam, to loving singing of Srimad Bhagavatam, and through absorption into Srimad Bhagavatam, onto the pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna. This is a month where we worship the Sri Murti form of Lord Krishna in form of Mother Yaśodā binding Krishna, and lovingly offer the ghee lamp and do the deity worship. And in this way, we are actually residing in Vrindavan. As long as devotional service is there, we are residing in Vrindavan. This devotional service is pratyakshagamam dharmyam. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, it is direct experience. It will give us direct experience of Krishna. And susukham kartum abhyayam. And it is ever joyfully and everlastingly performed. So in this month, we become enthused. Yes, Krishna in this month is in a very, very good mood. As we looked in that pastime of the mouse who became the princess and attained perfection simply by offering ghee lamp to Krishna. So any little endeavor we do in devotional service in this month bears exponential result. But this result, from a material point of view, it may allure us, but more so, there is nothing better than aspiring for pure, uninterrupted, unmotivated, selfless love of Sri Radha Krishna. And if with this intention we do devotional service in this month, then the mercy that flows from Srimati Radharani will know no bounds. This is an annual sale, like we have annual Christmas sale, annual New Year sale. So Krishna in this month makes himself so accessible to anyone and everyone. Simply by worshipping Tulsi Maharani in this month and plucking the Tulsi leaves with care and attention, putting it on the hands of Srimati Radharani, and then putting that Tulsi leaf on the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, Krishna becomes sold out to that devotee. There are so many activities we can do. And His Holiness Purushottam Swami has written this book, Damodara, Glories of Karthik Mantra. So if you don't have that book, I would, encourage everyone to get that book, and you can see the elaborate benefits of worshipping Shri Yashomati Nandan Damodara, Shri Radha Damodara in this particular month. And of course, at Harekrishnatemple we are undertaking renovations for the temple. And one of the aspects of this month is giving in charity. And especially when charity is given for the construction of the temple of Lord Vishnu. Why is that important? Because devotional service will be happening in this kshetra. So in Vamana Purana it is said, on building a temple of Sri Madhava, one can attain eternal Vaikuntha Loka. Agni Puran says, having acquired wealth and built a temple, with a small portion of it, a person acquires piety and gains favors from Lord Sri Hari. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, by installing the deity of the Lord, one becomes king of the entire earth. By building a temple of the Lord, one becomes ruler of the three worlds. By worshipping and serving the deity, one gets the planet of Lord Brahma. And by performing all three of these activities, one achieves transcendental form like my own. So Krishna here speaks to Uddhava. In Vamana Purana, furthermore, it is said, whoever constructs or helps to construct a temple will protect 8 generations of their ancestors from falling into hell. So yesterday someone was asking me that someone has passed away in their family circle, and so what they should do. So this is a perfect opportunity, to make significant donations in the construction of the temple that we are undertaking. In Narasimha Purana, it is furthermore said, one who builds a beautiful temple for Lord Narasimhadev will be freed from all sinful reactions and will enter the Vaikuntha planets. Skanda Purana says, just by starting the construction of a temple for the Lord, sins committed in 7 births will be wiped out, and one will deliver their forefathers who are suffering in hellish planets. Those who sponsor a temple of Lord Vishnu gain 10 million times the merits accrued by yagnas, austerity, charities, pilgrimages, and study of Vedas. Very powerful statement. Those who sponsor a temple of Lord Vishnu gain 10 million times the merit accrued by yagnas, austerities, charities, pilgrimages, and study of the Vedas. This is said in Skanda Purana. Padma Puran says, mortals who help to construct a temple of Lord Vishnu do not return to this world. They return to the abode of Lord Vishnu. And finally, Vishnu Dharmottara says a person who builds the temple of Sri Vishnu will get the same results as performing Rajasu Yagna, Ashwamedha Yagna. As many atoms as there are in the temple for so many thousands of years will be able to reside in heavenly planets. Of course, we are not interested in fruits. We are simply interested that Srila Prabhupada become pleased. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Ram, they become pleased. Our gurus, our Vaishnavas, they become pleased. And ultimately, the divine loving couple, Sri Radha Krishna, become pleased. And in this Karthik month, the divine couple, Sri Radha Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, are giving us an opportunity to make a significant contribution for our own welfare. So we will be sending out communication throughout this 6-week process when construction is happening. And please, generously contribute for your own benefit, and also spread the word around and encourage your friends and families to contribute as well. But the most important thing our Guru Maharaj used to say, that the temple will not be built by money. The temple will be built by pure devotional service. So no matter what, do not compromise on chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, do not compromise on reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, and do not compromise in praying ardently for the service of Sri Radha Krishna. Let's now enter into Srimad Bhagavatam on these wonderful pastimes of Yashoda Damodara, as given in the 10th Canto, 9th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Om namo bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate Vasudevaya. So 10th Canto, 9th chapter, text number 1. Shri Shuka Vacha Ekada Grehadasisu Yaśodā Gehini Karmantara Niyuktasu Nirmantaha Swayam Dadi Yani Yani Gitani Tadbala Charitani Cha Dadi Nirmanthane Kale Smaranti Tanya Gayata. Translation by His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Shukdev Goswami continued. One day, when Mother Yaśoda saw that all the maidservants were engaged in other household affairs, she personally began to churn the yogurt. While churning, she remembered the childish activities of Krishna, and in her own way, she composed songs and enjoyed singing to herself about all those activities. Let's look at word to word. Shri Shuka Vacha, Shri Shukdev Goswami said, Ekata, one day, Grihadashisu, when all the maidservants of the house were otherwise engaged. So Yaśoda Maya actually tactfully engaged all the other maidservants in other chores at home. Yaśoda, Mother Yaśoda, Nanda Gehini, the queen of Nanda Maharaj. Karmantara, in other household affairs. Niyuktasu, being engaged. Nirmamantha, churned. Swayam, personally, Dadhi, the yogurt. So the important points to remember here is that Mother Yashoda, as much as possible, is trying to do devotional service directly herself and not delegating. So similarly, as much as possible, especially in this month, we should do menial but important and yet simple devotional service. In Srimad Bhagavatam, very nicely, Prahlad Maharaj says, Bhaktya tutosha Bhagavan Gajayutapaya. Krishna, Bhagavan, becomes pleased, tutoshta, by simple devotional service. How? Gajendra offered prayers to Krishna. So one thing we should do, what is nice about Gajendra's devotional service, that it is simple. Simple meaning it is without any duplicity. There is no other motive but to please Krishna. And if in this month, with this motive, leaving aside all the result that will come from performing devotional service, leaving that aside, we just simply do devotional service to please Krishna, then we become the recipient of Krishna's unlimited mercy. But when we do motivated devotional service, and our motivation then limits our progress in devotional service. For example, an old woman was walking with a lot of firewood on her head. She fell down, the firewood fell down, and she shouted with a lot of pain but affection in her heart, calling out, "Hey Krishna, oh Kanhaiya." Krishna appeared and he said, "Oh Maya, what can I do for you?" And she said, "Can you just put this firewood back on my head?" Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one who is Priti Vardhanam, who increases the love, who is Priti Avahan, who invokes love for himself in our heart. And he comes, and instead of asking for the love for him, we ask for something else material, then that is not only foolishness, but we are grossly underpricing ourselves. We are taking a very, very defeated and a bargain of loss. When Krishna himself makes himself accessible in this month, then what else should we desire? Nothing but pure devotional service. And this means that how Mother Yashoda is engaging in nirmantaha. Nirmantaha means chaining of the butter. We should also chain this ocean of devotional service through its various limbs, namely 5 main limbs: Sadhu Sangha, Nam Sankirtana, Srimad Bhagavatam Shravana, Sri Murti Sevaya, and in this way we will reside in Sri Vrindavan Dham. So, Yani, in all such, Yani, such, Iha, in this connection, Gitani, songs. So Mother Yashoda was also singing the songs. And was it Bollywood or Hollywood or some music? No. Tad Balacharitani, in which the activities of her own child were enacted. So Mother Yashoda, she is remembering the childhood pastimes of Krishna and she is composing these songs. Cha and Dadi Nirmanthane, while chaining the yogurt, Kale, at that time. So we also, when we do our chores, washing of dishes, cleaning of floors, vacuuming, gardening, driving, so many chores that we do, simply if we follow this, a great example of Mother Yashoda, that at that time when we are doing that chore, we simply chant the verses from Srimad Bhagavatam that we have memorized, or we try to memorize the verses, do nice Nam Sankirtana of Hare Krishna mantra, various bhajans we can sing. Yashomati Nandana Brajabaranagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidhana. In this way, we remember so many pastimes of Krishna. Yashomati Nandana is the darling son of Mother Yashoda. And in this pastime, we see that Vrajavaranagara, and he is Vrajendra Nandana. For Vrajajana, Vrajavasis, he is their heart and soul. Gokula Ranjana, he resides in Gokul, and Ranjana, and he enlivens everyone. Kana, everyone calls him Kana. The Kana, one who steals butter. Gopi Paranadhana, he is the life and soul of the gopis. Madana Manohara, he even enchants the Cupid. Gopi Paranadhana, Madana Manohara, Kaliya Damana Vidhana, Kaliya Nag, he controlled and he defeated the Kaliya Naga. So our senses are like Kaliya Nag, very boisterous, running around here and there. And when Krishna dances on our tongue, like he danced on the hoods of the Kaliya serpent, then the poison of Vishaya, sense gratification, that poison comes out. So in this month, let's dance nicely and let's allow Krishna to dance on our tongues when we sing these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam and when we sing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And in this way, the poisons of sense gratification will come out as Krishna danced on Kaliya serpent and all the poison came out and Kaliya became purified. So, tad balacharitani cha dadi nirbanthane kale smaranti tanyagayata. So smaranti, she was remembering. And in this way, we can also remember Krishna. Papered by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, quoting from Vaishnava Toshani or Srila Sanatana Goswami, says that the incident of Krishna's breaking the pot of yogurt and being bound by Mother Yasoda took place on Deepavali Day or Deepa Malika. Even today in India, this festival is generally celebrated very gorgeously in the month of Karthika by fireworks and lights, especially in Bombay. It is to be understood that among all the cows of Nand Maharaj, several of Mother Yashoda's cows ate only grasses so flavorful that the grasses would automatically flavor the milk. So Mother Yashoda had many cows. Nand Maharaj had millions and millions of cows. And out of 8 cows of them were fed special Padma Gandha grasses. They were specially flavored. And then out of those, one cow named Gangi was fed the milk of those 7 cows that was fed Padma Gandha grass. And then the milk of Gangi was meant for Krishna. So this is the milk that Mother Yashoda is churning. So Mother Yashoda's cows ate only grasses so flavorful that grasses would automatically flavor the milk. Mother Yashoda wanted to collect the milk from these cows, make it into yogurt, and churn it into butter personally. Since she thought that this child Krishna was going to the house of neighborhood gopas and gopis to steal butter because he did not like the milk and yogurt ordinarily prepared. So Mother Yasoda is thinking of all the reasons. Why is Krishna venturing out to other homes to steal butter? Braje prasiddham navneet chauram. He's become famous as a thief of stealing butter from other people's houses. This is no good for his reputation. Who will marry him when he grows up? So many thoughts the acharyas give. So Mother thought, I will churn the butter myself out of the best of the milks, flavorful milks of the cows, and I will make this buttermilk this butter so nice that Krishna only becomes attracted to this butter. While chaining the butter, Mother Yaśodā was singing about childhood activities of Krishna. It was formerly a custom that if one wanted to remember something constantly, he would transform it into poetry or have this done by a professional poet. So simply, the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam are meant to be sung. It's perfect poetry. Our Guru Maharaj used to say, Kavya Shastra Vinodena. This is Kavya Shastra, great poetic literature. And Vinodena, Vinodena means it is very, very enjoyable. When we absorb ourselves into these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, we are directly connected to Krishna, and therefore Vinoda. Vinod means one who is very, very jolly. One of Krishna's names, and of course the deities are there, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari, the Lord who is very, very joyful. It appears that Mother Yaśodā did not want to forget Krishna's activities at any time, so she was singing it. Therefore, she poetized all of Krishna's childhood activities, such as killing of Putana, Aghasura, Shaktasura, and Trinavrata, and while chaining the butter, she sang about these activities in poetical form. This should be the practice of persons eager to remember Krishna consciousness 24 hours a day. This incident shows how Krishna conscious Mother Yaśodā was. To stay in Krishna consciousness, we should follow such persons. Many points mentioned here, but importantly, whatever work we are doing, as much as possible, we sing Mahamantra and glories of Krishna. And then secondly, this singing in a nice poetized way, if it's done, then it is remembered. I say many times to devotees, when they ask me, Prabhu, you have such a good memory, you remember all the verses. Actually, I don't have good memory at all. The only reason I'm able to remember the verses because I sing them. And this is what our Guru Maharaj taught us. He said, sing. When someone would just say the verses, and not sing, our Guru Maharaj used to stop them and said, no, sing. So this is what Mother Yaśodā is doing, and Prabhupada very nicely explains here. So many years we have been doing this pastime. So most of these verses now should be on the tips of our tongue, and we should sing it. Ekada grihadasisu Yaśodā gehini karmantara niyuktasu nirmamantha swayam dadi yani gitani tadbala charitani cha dadi nirmanthane kale smaranti tanyagayata. So not only she is chanting the butter, she is singing the childhood pastimes of Krishna, and she is smaranti, remembering it. And in this way, let's become absorbed in the pastimes of Krishna in this month of Kartika. Any questions or comments, Prabhus or Matajis? Jai Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Shri Yashomati Nandan Damodar Bhagwan ki, Shri Shri Radha Damodar ji ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Karthik Vrata ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day, and may this day, the first day of Karthik, be an auspicious one for everyone, and our devotion to Krishna increases with each day of this month and beyond. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.